days later.
We begin with breaking news. Utah Jazz center Rudy Gobert is the latest Utahn to get sick with COVID-19.
And as a joke, made sure to touch every media microphone as he left. 2 days later, he tested positive.
There is a lot of work to do to repair relationships, not just between Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert, but others in the locker room. Are there more positive tests?
Suddenly, sport has become a focal point in a worldwide battle.
It is the pandemic that has hit America, and a player who tested positive that led to more positive tests and the cancellation of sports leagues. Jazz big man and Defensive Player of the Year winner Rudy Gobert was the first positive test for coronavirus. Many are pointing to this video of the Frenchman mocking the virus, aka COVID-19, touching every reporter's microphone as he exits a press conference, the media laughing their tails off, and Gobert exiting stage right with a smile on his face. Then, simply, the blame game began.
And in that locker room, it's going to be a test for all of them to get this team back on track if and when they return to playing this season.
Now, Gobert has spoken out. He's even posted stuff on his social media. He's embarrassed for acting so recklessly, and he's apologizing to the people that he may have endangered. Jazz players have also griped about his behavior, accusing him of being careless. Many got their jokes off on Twitter for a very serious matter. Personally, I think it's very important that we learn from this and reflect on his legacy, even though it is just a few days old. Was he careless? Yes, of course. Adrian Wojnarowski reported Jazz players privately say that Gobert had been careless in the locker room, touching other players and their belongings. Gobert even apologized in an IG post to the people he, quote, may have endangered. However, let's reflect.
Now the Democrats are politicizing the coronavirus. You know that, right? Coronavirus. They tried the impeachment hoax, and this is their new hoax.
Our president called it a hoax. The same president who blocked coronavirus testing in January to aid his re-election chances by keeping the total sum low and suppressing testing nationwide. Recently, Jared Kushner, star of Dirty Money Season 2, labeled a slumlord millionaire, was put in charge of controlling the virus. In 2018, Trump fired the entire U.S. pandemic response team. He did not replace them. Those funds went to his pockets. Then last month, in its 2021 budget, the Trump administration announced proposed cuts that would reduce CDC funding by 16% and slash $3 billion for global health programs. Folks in Italy knew what COVID-19 was capable of. Wuhan, China was the predecessor. We all watched thinking we were simply immune. Ignorance is as American as apple pie, peanuts, and Cracker Jacks. And guess what? Now schools are closing. American citizens are working from home. There are limited to absolutely zero testing available. People are dying. More, unfortunately, will. Yet all-encompassing. It took a 7'1" Frenchman for the Utah Jazz, and frankly, Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson, famed actors, to test positive for us to take this seriously. Especially because those at the top did not. And we had to learn this in real time. Again, it came from Rudy Gobert, Tom Hanks, and Rita Wilson. That's when we started paying attention. Still, for the rest of us, we're just peasants in the game of billionaires. The Utah Jazz obtained 58 coronavirus tests. 58. That's absurd. Here's how these tests have been administered. At Stanford University, 25 total. New York Presbyterian, 30. The numbers are atrocious. In South Korea, they're testing 11,000 people per day. Singapore has slowed the testing, has implemented the testing and has slowed the virus. Senegal is testing 3,000 people per day, and yet here we are, naive Americans, spending trillions of dollars on the defense budget, 60 million plus naive voters swayed by a man who has bankrupted casinos, resorts, hotels, airlines, his own brand of Trump steaks, Trump vodka. Do I need to continue? What did you think was going to happen when 60 million plus people voted for a con artist
It's going to disappear. One day it's like a miracle. It will disappear.
and has bankrupted numerous companies and then was put in charge of an entire nation's economy. And who do we have to thank for all this? His name is Rudy Gobert.